Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 2022 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. Actually, let's see what energy we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So this is the Four of Cups, and this is very interesting because the full moon is in Aries, and there is a feeling around us that we need to rush into certain things. And here we can become really kind of fixated on things that we are thinking are the most important. It's going to be like we get kind of tunnel vision, and we have to finish it right now. We have to start, we have to get, we have to get to the finish line. I'm just seeing the finish line coming up. And it's like we have to get to the finish line right now or else it won't go right. And we're so fixated on what we deem to be important during this time that we don't slow down. And we don't see what's really important to us. And we don't see the gifts that are coming our way. And we don't see the blessings that are coming to us. So just be very mindful about this, that you need to slow down, that you need to center within you, and you need to see what you need in order to move forward. And this is kind of like getting yourself out of that rat race, Aries, because with the full moon in Aries, it's so powerfully linked to you that you feel called to it. You feel called to get everything done. You feel called to push forward. You feel called to, change things up. And this is going to be a time where Spirit's like, okay, slow down, and look at what you really need. Because, Aries lights a fire underneath us. It just always does. We already have that fire in us because we are Aries. To calm down, to center, and then to focus that energy and see what is being illuminated, because we are stepping out of the chaos and say, okay, what do I need to know right now? That's going to be a game changer. Now, we also have this moon conjunct. This moon, Chiron is conjunct the full moon. And this brings intense emotions and inner work where we kind of see ourselves more intensely, more powerfully than we have before. So just be aware of this, that we can be much more hypercritical about ourselves and a bit more emotional during this moon. And again, since this is our full moon, it's full moon in Aries, and it's the hunter moon, right? This full moon in October is the hunter's moon. We're born under the god of war. This energy of needing to get things done, of pushing things forward, is going to be so strong. And our emotions are going to be super intense. So just be aware of that. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. So we are crowned with the Page of Cups. Intense emotions. It can be also feeling rather childlike, but I feel more that it's being reminiscent, wanting something from the past to come forward into the present. And that's going to speak to us quite profoundly. Then we have the Three of Pumpkins, which is the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, which is us coming through as a knight. Again, that energy of needing to get things done. It comes through very, very, very strongly for us. Then we have Justice, which is really quite funny, and I'll get to that in a moment. And we have the Nine of Lightning, which is the Nine of Swords. So there's a weight that we're carrying with us because of everybody else's ideas, but also because we're just kind of bogged down with what everybody else has been thinking and how we should be doing things, and overthinking and overanalyzing. But justice is important because this is Libra season. The sun is in Libra. And right now we have the sun and Venus in Libra. And this can bring tension between our urge to be free and to be spontaneous and follow our desires, which comes from the full moon in Aries. And then our need to be, nurturing and supportive to our connections and our commitments and those that are around us right now. So the full moon is opposite the sun and Venus in Libra. So we have that tension coming through right here, and we have this sense of movement. We need to move during this time, even if it's just going on a walk, even if it's doing something as mundane as, getting involved in a really good book, getting lost in a book, getting lost in a movie. We need that movement of mind, or it's really going to be much more physical than that. But if that's the only escape we can have, it's that freedom of mind movement, that will also be very beneficial. All right, so with the Page of Candles, there's a young energy coming through that is very loving and very nurturing, and just wants to see happiness. So this is going to be a very powerful thing here. There's also a sense with the Page of Cups that we are becoming students of our of our emotions, and kind of like what fills our cups. I'm just seeing like we're looking into our glass, and it can be for some of us, we're looking into our glass and saying, well, how am I nourishing, watering my body, my spirit, my soul, myself, and asking those questions, like seeing where it is that we need to be, how it is that we need to be moving forward for ourselves. There is also an energy here that we're astoundingly nostalgic. I mean, we're going to find that we want to put on that, comfortable sweater that smells like a person that we loved, or, or love right now, or just, make a cup of tea that reminds us of people who have passed on. There's something here where we need that ritual of connection during this time. And it's putting us into a place where, where we were younger. Everything wasn't on our shoulders, or everything wasn't so, even though it seemed so intense, it wasn't quite as monumental as it is now. So just know that feeling kind of crowns everything here, and we need to acknowledge it. And we just need to have those little rituals during this time to be able to center us and connect us with, if not people who have passed on, then with times that have passed that were just kind of a little bit simpler, a little bit cozier, than they are right now. And it's not saying that times are bad now at all, but it's kind of like, it's just those rituals from when you were really little. And you're just kind of longing for that sense of, well, my mom, my dad, my aunt, my uncle, my grandparents can take care of everything, and I'm completely safe. It's that sense of they've got this covered, and you need that. You need that right now. That ritual of that connection. So that's going to be a very big thing. So just know that here, that's coming through very strongly. We have the Three of Pumpkins, the Three of Pentacles. There's a lot of work to be done during this time. So when you have that sense of rushing, when you have that sense of urgency, it's not coming out of nowhere. You have a lot that you're doing. You have a lot that you're creating. You have a lot that you're supporting right now. And there is a sense here that you kind of need to lean on others, not as much as you lean on yourself, because they're not going to be able to produce the way that you produce, Aries. But there is that sense here that you do need to lean on others, that you do need that connection. It's going to be very important for you, very powerful for you, and very also freeing. It is going to be freeing to be able to say, you know what, you do this, you do that. Okay, you got this, good. I'm now moving forward in this way. So that's going to be a big deal. So just be aware of that during this time. With the Three of Pentacles also, this is a fantastic time for collaboration, but this is also going to be a time, and especially with the increase of energy that's around you, where it's kind of like, I want to juggle more things. I want to, kind of push the envelope. So that energy also comes forward. Be very mindful during this time that you don't burn out, because there's so much that you want to do, and there's so much prosperity around you that you could easily burn out. You could easily just be putting way too much on your plate. So just be aware of that. And Spirit kind of laughs when they say it, because it's not going to be a bad thing. Okay, even though burnout sounds like a bad thing, but like just that tired of getting everything done, I'm just seeing like there's such a satisfaction to you during this time. That's a really great thing. And you're looking at things and you're kind of, I want to see you, it's the Knight of Potions, right? It's a sense of, I'm mixing everything together. I'm getting everything just right. And when everything goes off without a hitch, when everything, like when the potion turns the right color, right? There is a sense of, I get freedom. Like I get to move forward, and freedom and beauty for me. So that movement is going to be very important. But if you channel it to your work, if you channel it to what you need and what you really do care about during this time, then you can find that you're almost unstoppable, Aries. There's a huge sense of determination, of focus, of insight. Now, emotions, again, can be high. And just know that with Chiron conjunct the full moon, wounds that haven't been healed can start to come up. Okay? And this can actually make it a bit harder to trust people. We can actually be seeing ourselves dealing with childhood issues that haven't been dealt with before, and we are centering ourselves, but we're also freeing ourselves from those bonds. But there's something here, there's some sort of success that comes in that all of a sudden you start looking at yourself very differently. It's like, yeah, I can do this. Yes, I can move forward, which really does play into the doubt and the fear that we have with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is being trapped within your own mind. It's overthinking, it's overanalyzing. You will have a tendency to do this, but I see it more as, instead of overthinking, overanalyzing strictly for yourself, you have a way of echoing people's words around your head, and they're going to kind of twist during this time, where they come, when you're thinking about them, they come across a lot more negatively than you had originally thought they would. So just be very aware of that, or the person intended them to. So just be aware of that, or even that you heard them when you were talking to this person. All of a sudden now you're going to be doubting yourself more. Oh my gosh, did this come, I didn't say this right, or this didn't come out right, or they expected more from me. And then that becomes where our worry lies. There's also a sense here during this time of really wanting to change bigger things. It's kind of like wanting to move forward in a bigger way. And there's almost a sense of like, I'm being held back. You're not being held back. You're not. Because there is a sense here of, if you just let yourself go and run free, which is what a part of you really wants to do, Aries, I just see it like a twist ankle and a horse falling. It's like, it can make for, I don't want to say tragedy because that's a big word, but it can make for things to become a lot more complicated than they needed to be. And then you'd be like, wow, if I just thought it through, I wouldn't have done this. So just be very aware of that during this time. There is a sense here with justice that the Libra time frame, okay, with the Sun and Venus in Libra, and there's the sense of just wanting everything to be balanced. But then with the full moon in Aries, and us being in Aries, we are just wanting to move forward. And yes, we want things to be balanced, but it's almost like, I'm just seeing a general looking at things and saying, if it can be done with duct tape, we're going to do it with duct tape type of thing. If we can kind of just pull it together for right now and keep things moving, that's where we need to be. So there's an energy around you that's like, let us keep going because we have the momentum and it needs to be done. And then there's an energy around you that wants to make sure everything is perfect. It's like tuck in the corners, tuck everybody in at bed at night, just make sure everything is stabilized and perfect and really moving forward smoothly. So be aware of the conflicting energies during this time. Being just also means that we have to be just to ourselves. So if during this time and during this moon, we are a little bit more chaotic, that's going to be okay. We need to be in our energy, but we also have to be mindful of taking the gifts that divinity is giving to us and opening up that door to be able to move forward into them. We can get very caught up in what we view to be important and miss the bigger message from spirit. So if you can sit in meditation, if you can connect with your own energy and stay within yourself and see you as a beacon, see if you meditate, if you journal, if you draw, whatever calms you and centers you, if you can do this and hone and focus yourself, you are going to be this beacon. It's like all of a sudden this blinding light kind of comes out of you and moves you forward. It pushes away the darkness. So just be very, very aware of that. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Yeah, okay. I like that. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. So we start off with the crowning message being that emotions are running high. And that's with the Page of Cups. That's why we need those rituals to ground us. And to ground us to a simpler time, a calmer time. It might not be simpler. You might look at it and say, Dane, that wasn't simple. But there's a person that we connected to, something that we connected to, even if it's not a family member. It could be going to, the local library and having somebody recommend a book to us, and always that person recommended a book to us, or a bookstore, or, getting sweets from this certain shop. Spirit is saying that we need to balance ourselves in that normality of energy, because our emotions do run very high during this time, and it can become chaotic for us. So just be aware of this. Now, with wisdom coming in around the Three of Pumpkins, around the Three of Pentacles, we are going to see that this moon brings us clarity. How to work this way, what to invest our time in, what not to invest our time in, what we're looking for and what we're not looking for. And it becomes a game changer. The wisdom that this moon provides, the illumination, the insights, are going to be very powerful for us. It moves us to the masculine. Now, this is with the Knight of Wands. Now, knights are usually seen as masculine. Aries energy, when we think of Aries, the god of war, seen as masculine. So when we're told to connect with the masculine energy of this moon, we're told to connect with almost the instinctive energy of ourselves. And we can be fighting against this. So when you visualize masculine or feminine energy, which one comes into your head more easily? And that's what Spirit is going to say to us. That's what we have an easier time connecting to. Now, if it's feminine energy, during this time, masculine energy is going to make itself really known. There's going to be a force, there's going to be a push, there's going to be a distinction during this time. And it's saying to you, now is the time to step into connecting with your masculine energy. That's going to be very important. If you're already connected with your masculine energy, this is the time to rein it in. This is the time to focus it. And it makes you almost unstoppable. It gives you like this upper hand, because it gives you this like hawk-like focus. It's just like everything zooms in, becomes so much more clear, becomes so much more focused, becomes so much more than you intended it to. So that's going to be a really good thing. Now, your energy to move forward with the masculine energy of the moon, connecting with it, can be astoundingly strong. Spirit is not saying, and wants to make clear, that they're not saying, don't move forward, stay stagnant. What they are saying is, be mindful of what you're going after, because this can easily be a time where we get kind of caught up and just rush forward. And then we think, wow, if I would have thought for 5 seconds, I wouldn't have done that. Now, with the power, that comes from the full moon. And this full moon is during the Libra time period. We're going to see that this full moon and the power that it gives us brings into alignment and brings justice to a lot of what we've been looking for, a lot of what we've desired for ourselves. But also, it's going to align us to the place that we need to be for us. Our insights, our ideas, our determination, our focus. This becomes the catalyst that we jump off of. And that's going to be a very good thing for us. During this time, we're not looking at what is just for everyone. We're saying, what is fair and just for me? Where do I need to be for me? And how do I need to be for me? It moves us to the unexpected. With the Nine of Swords, it's almost unexpected, the doubt that can come up during this time. It's like, where the heck did this come from? I wasn't expecting it. I don't want it. And this isn't the time or the place for self-doubt or for, questioning my every single move. The unexpected is also going to be where we can look at things, focus our energy, focus ourselves, and say, no. This doubt, yeah, it's normal, it's human, I get it, but it does not get to destroy me. I move in the grace of this moon. I move in the grace of me. And that becomes the game changer. And that really is the game changer for us. It moves us to our subconscious Luna message, which is, confidence is your key to success. And that's the new moon in Libra. And then it brings us pleasure. It's saying, embrace your confidence, embrace your distinction, embrace what you love. It will bring you pleasure. It will bring you joy. This moon is meant to uplift you here, Aries. It is not meant to make you small or make you doubt yourself or make you hide away. Though it can seem like the conjunctions and the configurations during this time, it's like, ooh, okay, this is a little tricky. No, you're feeling everything so intensely. And because you are Aries, you will feel everything even more because this is a full moon in Aries. So this is a time where revelations can abound. This is a time where you can be so focused and so honed and so driven that it almost seems like you can't do anything wrong, right? Because you're just on a winning streak. Make sure you move carefully. Make sure you're looking at the bigger picture of what you want. Because this moon can give you confidence, especially subconsciously without you even realizing it. It can give you confidence. It can hone your energy. It can move you forward in ways that were completely unexpected. And that is going to be very, very pleasurable. But we don't overindulge in pleasure, okay? Spirit's also saying, just be careful, be mindful, be balanced. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Two of Cups. Yeah, that's exactly what Spirit was saying. There's something here that we're going to love. And it's like, I almost feel like it's like riding a motorcycle, but like you're going to want to ride faster. If it's, being with your partner, you're going to just want to forget everything and be with that person all the time. Things are going to go to extremes during this time, especially when it comes to pleasure, when it comes to what we really love doing. If you love eating one cookie, oh my gosh, eating 10 cookies would be better, right? So Spirit's saying, be very mindful. Be very mindful here because overindulgence is going to be very, very easy for us. Our subconscious message, tarot message, is the Fool. And we can feel foolish as we're embracing what we want, as we're looking deeper into, what we desire for ourselves. We can feel foolish. We can be like, oh, what the heck am I doing? This isn't what I'm supposed to be or how I'm supposed to be moving forward. But Spirit is saying, let yourself be foolish. Let yourself, step outside of the boundaries. Step outside of what you had expected. And the door that will open will be quite astounding. It really will be. And people are going to say, wow, if I were to judge this business venture, if I were to, look at this, I'd say, oh, what a foolish thing to do. But it works. And it works. It really does work. And let's see what other one. Temperance. Yeah, but it needs to be balanced. So I think that's very funny with temperance coming up. Foolish. Yeah, people are going to say, oh my gosh, that's not a good thing to do. But it's going to be the right thing to do for you. But you have to balance it. You have to balance it because this is going to be a time where, again, extremes can be very, very easy to just absolutely embrace, absolutely fall into. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this full moon, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries, and may you have a blessed moon.